Preliminary investigation indicates is a very tragic and unfortunate incident, but nothing intended at all.
But first, Detroit Police Chief Ralph Godby talks about the tragic death of a young woman who was killed when an off-duty officer's gun somehow discharged. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Stephen Clark.
And I'm Carolyn Clifford. As you heard the chief say, the preliminary investigation indicates the shooting was an accident.
7 Action News reporter Michael Rosenfield is live on the city's west side tonight.
And Michael, even though they believe it was not intentional, this case certainly is not over yet, right?
Well, Carolyn, right now the officer is on administrative duties while Internal Affairs is taking a look at the case. And meantime, family members of the victim say they just want the truth. The weekend shooting death of Adasia Miller at a Detroit police officer's house has left her family with many questions. Why did the off-duty officer carry a gun at his own party? Could he have been under the influence of alcohol? And how could a trip to a fish fry end in death?
You know, we just don't understand how the gun could discharge like that. I'm just hoping that they do a thorough investigation.
Detroit Police Chief Ralph Godby said today it was a tragic accident. He says Miller was dancing with the officer, 16-year veteran Isaac Parrish, at the officer's house party when somehow she got her hand on the trigger, firing the weapon with a bullet striking her in the chest.
Somehow in the course of dancing with the individual to his rear and touching his waist, his Detroit Police Department issued weapon discharged one time.
Godby says the gun was a Smith & Wesson .40 caliber automatic similar to this one, and in a soft holster like this around the officer's waist. Somehow, he says, Miller pulled the trigger, but how a bullet could end up in her chest is still unclear.
Typically, when your weapon is inside the pant, the barrel direction is down.
Nobody answered the door at the officer's home today. The chief says off-duty officers are allowed to carry their guns. The officer's weapon was concealed and on the right side of his waist. He says it was a, quote, unbelievable set of circumstances that led to Adasia's death, something the family is having trouble coming to terms with.
Somebody was playing with something they shouldn't have been playing with, or showing something that they shouldn't have been showing. However it happened, whatever happened, either somebody was arguing or something was happening other than what these people are telling us.
Coming up at 6 o'clock, what family members say they believe happened at the house party, and they have a different version of events. We're live on the west side. Michael Rosenfield, 7 Action News.
All right, thanks a lot, Michael.